Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. Yesterday, me and Brandon put in the can. Dan and Brandon present the Underground News, and it really honestly got me thinking about something. And for those of you who watch and those of you who subscribe, this is not for you, but I would like for you to share this with your so-called Christian friends and ask them these questions. That's actually very one simple question broken down into different points. How can you call yourself a Christian and vote Democrat? That's the question. I'm going to break it up into several different questions here. Give me a second. How can you call yourself a Christian and vote for a group of people who had the Lord's Prayer removed from schools? How can you call yourself a Christian and vote for a group of people who want to get rid of "In God We Trust" on the currency of the United States of America that was founded on Christianity? Now, for any of my brothers and sisters out there who may be Freemasons or Eastern Stars, we know it's founded on Masonic principles. Those Masonic principles were founded in a, let's say, temple. But being a Freemason, I can't reveal that to you. That would be revealing our secrets, and that's strictly against the rules, so I won't do that. But our government was founded on those Christian principles, and they are beautiful principles. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It doesn't really get any better than that. As we were talking yesterday, and it really got me thinking. How can you call yourself a Christian? A Christian. When you vote for someone who doesn't even take their swearing in ceremony, and I may be wrong, so fact check me, I don't care, on the Holy Bible. How can you vote for people, if you're a Christian, who want all mention of Jesus Christ wiped from our lexicon? In other words, the language we speak. How can you vote for people, Democrats, of course, liberals, who shut down churches and synagogues during this last COVID-19 outbreak, but kept pot shops open? Starbucks was open. Fred Meyer's was open. How can you vote for those people if you call yourself a Christian? Are you really serving Christ, or are you just calling yourself a Christian? Our conversation yesterday really got me. We weren't even talking about this, but that conversation got me thinking. And if you're subscribed here, subscribe over there. That video is 46 minutes long. It's a long video. When you have time, please watch it. It's actually very entertaining. But it brought about this thought process. How can you call yourself Christian and vote for people, the liberals, who will tell a little girl she cannot wear a "Jesus Loves Me" mask because it's political? Last time I checked, Jesus wasn't Democrat, Republican. He might have been independent, but he wasn't Democrat or Republican. How can you vote for people who support people, liberals, who support people like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, who every chance they get bash not only the children of God, the Jews, but also Christians in the United States? How can you call yourself a Christian? See, this question needs to be asked by us to them. And you need to be asking this question in your churches, to other people who profess to be Christians on Facebook. Put this video on your Facebook, because I need answers. This is really hitting me hard. It just hit me all like a wall. How are they calling themselves Christians? How are they calling themselves Christians when they're having drag queens in libraries because they're sex offenders and not allowed on school property, and they're having kids crawl over these drag queens who are level 3 sex offenders? How is any of that Christian? And you see old Dan here. I'm more of an Old Testament dude. I believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And hey, protect yourself and your family, right? But when they're disarming you, when they're passing laws that say in New Jersey, if somebody breaks in your house, you have to retreat out the back door if you have an exit. So you can't even defend your family. That means if somebody confronts you in your living room and your wife and daughter are in their room sleeping, you don't retreat, you're the criminal, not the person breaking in your house. How does any of that have anything to do with Christianity? You know, Biden passing all these budgets, trillion dollar budgets, putting us further and further and further in debt. The good book says, who you owe, you are a slave to. That's right, it teaches against that. Matter of fact, I do believe the Torah says, if you make a loan, you can't put interest on it. This is not a Christian nation anymore. And it's sad and it's ridiculous. And honestly, it worries me. It really does. Where are we headed? See, I was all this time thinking we were in a second American Civil War. Or that it was coming. Or that we were coming upon the next World War. But no. It's even worse. We're in a religious war. We're in a religious war for our faith, our beliefs, and our very souls. So I implore each and every one of you, if you have somebody that you know, family, whatever. You see, here's the beautiful part about this video. You don't even have to say it. Just put it on your Facebook. Let me say it. I have no problem saying it. Because they are not true Christians. They've lost and are blinded to what Christianity is. It's sacrifice. It's self-reliance. It's faith. And most importantly of all is healing. And we are not healing our nation. We're just further dividing it. And your so-called Christian friends who are voting for Democrats are just pushing this along. It was just something very important. I know I don't have the usual jovial sense that I do because it hit me so hard and so deep. I just want to share this with my people. So thank you for watching this episode of The Dan Dawson Show. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, do what you got to do. Thank you.